natural resources, and at some point in the not too distant future, it will run out. That is why we must think again about what we throw away, saying not waste but opportunity. Right? Helping us on the show this morning is Similade ADEODUN, Grain and Reap Initiative, GARI Hub. Thank you so much for coming this morning.
Hello, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right, we're talking about recycling. That shows that we are taking something and changing it to something, especially what we all think that okay, it's a waste. How far do you think Nigerians are actually striving on the path?
Okay, it's inevitable for us to generate waste. How far are we going? How far have we done or fare with waste management in Nigeria and recycling? I think we are still way behind expectation. Statistics show that about less than 5% of waste generated in Nigeria are actually being recycled. So it means a bulk of 95% recyclable waste are still going to landfill, are still ending up in the oceans, killing the fishes, and some are getting burnt, releasing gases that are dangerous to our health and to the climate. So we can do much more than what we are doing now. At least if we get to 50%, we can say okay, we can then put our statistic out there, globally, but we are far behind.
But part of what I know is that some people are actually doing this changing of tires into seeds and making home decorations and the likes, and we could see some people also recycling the likes of plastic. But if you agree with me, all this thing has to go through another major production, talking about equipment and the likes. Do we think you have the wherewithal to establish all these things?
Okay, you're right. Let me quickly take you back. If you notice that Chinese, a lot of them are in Nigeria doing borehole drilling. This is a digression. How do you think they get this money that they are using for borehole? Their government supported from China, from India. Their government gave them money to buy rigs, and they are doing business in Nigeria, meaning that our government can do a lot to support us with this equipment and etc. You talked about tire. Tire is actually upcycling. There's recycling is you taking the material into and making another material from it, like maybe another PET bottle from a PET bottle. But upcycling is you turning the tire. Basically, upcycling cannot take care of all our waste. It's just to create the awareness, to let people see the sense in nonsense, people see the ruby in rubbish, and see the creativity in the waste. So basically, it can do the paparazzi thing, the aesthetics, the changing of mindsets, and the wow thing. But recycling is a business that government should be involved. It's a big business, a very huge business. So we have companies that are trying, NGOs that are trying, but they don't have the facility, like just you said, they don't have the facility, they don't have the the resources, but they need the push of the government. They need policies that would actually help them and protect their businesses and their interests.
We're talking about upcycling and recycling in Nigeria. It's as if that we are doing more of upcycling because it's something that can actually be done maybe with minimal machines and all the likes. But talking about recycling now, what are kind of goods or what are kind of things do you think can be recycled?
Well, recycling, we can recycle so much. We can recycle plastic, and there are different types of plastic. We can recycle. We are recycling glass. I think you know about Oluwa glass and of the old days. So, but there are other companies now, Figo Glass, they recycle glass. Your broken bottles, even your clean bottles, you can take it back to them to recycle. We recycle metal. There is Ife Iron and Steel Company. If you are going to Ife, so after Odua University, to the right, they recycle metal. I think around is it Podo or something, they still have one steel company that recycles steel as well. Paper, of course, we recycle paper a lot. If you notice, market women now hoard their cartons and all that. It's money, and that's a good thing. That's what we want. Nylon sachet, that's a maybe pure water sachet, and the likes can be recycled. Even organic waste can be recycled. It can be turned to digest it for organic fertilizer. You can harvest methane from it, and you can have organic fertilizer from it. But it's huge to set these things up.
Now, setting up is something, because it appears that it's more of one of the solutions to the challenges being faced in the country, and also we are looking for a way to develop our nation. Is something to look into. And how do you think the government can actually key into all these things to make sure that things are better?
Well, I'll say sincerity. If government is sincere about the sector, the environmental sector, you can see our challenges in Nigeria. It's so, I don't know, there are so many things we are faced with at the same time. If the government is ready and serious and sincere with the environmental sector, recycling would actually be a thing that would fetch money, would generate income. So it's all about the government being ready to invest first. It's not small, to be honest. It's huge. So maybe priority, they want to prioritize things that are more aesthetics, things that will bring the next governor or the next president. Okay, don't quote me on that.
All right. Okay, let's look at looking at iron now.
Yeah.
We will see that some people just pick up this thing around the community, and do you think they're actually going the right channel in doing all those things? Yeah,
I think I like that question very well. Yeah. In fact, they steal. Let me use the word. They go around to steal. If your fence, maybe pillar or something that is metal, if it can be removed, they remove it. This thing along our bridges, they remove them frequently. That's actually not good for the society. It's wrong. It's theft. That's theft. So they are not doing any good for the society by stealing installed metals for maybe bridges and people's facilities. But metals that are waste, when they go around to pick those wet metals, then they are doing good, because those metals, when they are there, they get to degrade, and then they release their particles into the soil, by which the soil gets fortified with too much iron and all that. They can be uptake. It can go into your vegetables and all that. So yes, they are doing good by picking those waste, those metals. If they are waste, that's the condition. But if they are not, then that's pure theft.
Now, it should that not be a point out to the government to see that, okay, some people actually look into this business and how they can actually leverage on them to maybe train and also give them the right tools to work with in order to establish.
You just mentioned this thing you just said is one of the solutions I want to present here. That yes, we should have sectors or you should have bodies that maybe like a parastatal, like maybe a semi-NGO, something like that. That's maybe not fully government thing, but government should support to bring all kind of stakeholders in the waste management sector. I'm going to use an example. Some organizations are trying to do this. Some are trying. Even institution. Example is can I mention an institution? Is it allowed?
Our institution.
Yes, our institution. Government institution. Yes.
Yeah, right.
Okay. First Technical University is an example. On 21st of next month, they're going to have a seminar, a program on waste management in Oyo State, and they're bringing in all key stakeholders in Oyo State, even scavengers. They want to bring scavengers, train them, bring people in recycling, people in upcycling, people that there are different channels or streams in recycling. People that collect are different from people that turn them into another material. So they want to bring all these people. Even researchers, of course, is an institution. So bring these people together and synergize. We need the synergy to move forward.
All right, okay, it's here that the Recycling Day was created in 2018. That is held just like a few years ago to help recognize and celebrate the importance of recycling in preserving our precious primary resources and securing the future of our planet. Now, going beyond making money, making wealth for the country, it appears that it's also helping our climate and helping our weather, because we see that now in Nigeria, so we are fluctuating climate change and the like. So how far can you speak on that?
Yeah, very much. Yeah, these things are actually recycling is actually helping us, helping the climate. How? Let me use PET bottle as an example. Okay. If you don't recycle PET bottles, they don't get to, especially the synthetic one, which is the commonest, PET, of course. So if they don't get recycled, they get to stay in the environment for forever, as long as 400, 500 years. So the next solution is to burn them. So when you burn them, they give you this thick smoke suits. that is can be carcinogenic, can be teratogenic, can be mutagenic, anything that you want to classify, because in different people's body can react differently. They also get to add, they are added to the amount of greenhouse gases we have, leading to climate change. They also leave some black materials on the ground that also are dangerous to us. So if you are not recycling them, we are burning them. So instead of burning them, we have to recycle them. So we are doing a lot to save the environment by actually recycling. Organic waste is also another example. When we have organic waste left in the environment, they are not just there lying fallow, they are releasing gases. They are releasing methane. Methane is even more dangerous than the carbon that we clamor and all that. So when you release them, just leave them in the environment, especially when they are piled. They are going to go through a process that will release those gases. Methane is one of the gases that are released from this process, and it's very dangerous to the environment. But when you take waste and you pass them through the process in confined environments, you get to harvest this methane, and you can use that methane for cooking and the like. So you are even getting economic benefits apart from you saving the environment, the climate. Yes.
All right, now let's see at the going back to the government again, looking at how they can actually choose this thing at the level of educational state. Talking about the institution, bringing it. You talked about technical institution,
yes,
that is because technical. Yeah, it's a good development there. But how can we have it in all that sector, in all the academic institutions?
Okay,
which is going to help.
Okay, thank you. I would say that yes, government, in fact, it's not even higher institution. From primary school, recycling, upcycling, waste management, environmental sustainability should be taught from primary schools. Yes, it should be included in the curriculum actively, not passively, not bring it under a subject. No, if they can create a subject for that, it should come in. There are organizations, NGOs that are trying to introduce that as extracurricular in some schools. And some are trying, but it is not enough, because they don't get to make the policy, they don't get to regulate, they don't get to enforce. They are only trying to passively pass this thing across. And a school can just reject them. But if government should make it a policy that this course should be included, then it will be taught from, we need it. I mean, we're in 2021, and what we still do are the courses that are not relevant. Sorry, but many of them are not relevant, to be honest. So these things should be included. We should know these things, the practical things. So if it is included from primary school to secondary school, in university, when you are hearing about environmental sustainability, sustainable development, it won't be. So my mentor mentioned that the first time he heard about sustainable development was when he went to UK for his masters. Someone of almost 30. Can you imagine something that has been in existence for years? That's that time. So you can imagine there's so many people out there that are looking at us, like, watching this program, that don't even know about sustainable development. Not talk of recycling and all these things. But when we are taught from primary school to secondary school, you can decide to take the course environmental management, to study environmental management in university, and you can thrive. You can see the business angle. You can green and then reap from it.
Now let's before we wrap up this segment, I want us to talk about the individual and the community belief of this, because what comes to mind is, you're talking about recycling or upcycling. What comes to mind is waste, and this attitude, this communal belief of, you are doing something that is not neat, yes. Something that's not clean. How do you think this can be addressed?
Okay, I started a campaign in 2019 called Stop That Trash. And one of the things we do is we go around to tell people about, stopping waste, littering, and the likes. I went to a place that I thought was, at least they were learned. They blasted me. You are jobless. You don't have anything to do. I was just looking at them like, are you serious? People like you can be talking like this? Then what is our hope? So you get to you realize that the challenges are enormous, are numerous, with people, with NGOs that are trying to do these things. People get to label you waste man, trash man. They tend to see you less, like maybe a lesser person, and all sort of that. So we should actually, in society, I really don't know if stations like this, media like this should push it. I think it will go a long way. push these things and let people understand.
Thank you very much. I've been speaking with Similade ADEODUN, a Green and Reap Initiative. GARI, thank you for coming this morning.
Thank
and
you.
we'll be looking ahead of Global Recycling Day. We hope that the right things will be done concerning this development. We'll take a short break here. The program continues. Please stay with